Oh, you know it. Oh, he got another video that he gonna break it right down and send it right to Kemet. He gonna take you right to Kemet, baby. He ain't gonna play with it. He
Right,
not gonna
right,
play with it. He ain't gonna say to all Egyptian. No, he gonna tell you, no, this is what we know is what people know is Egypt, but no, he's gonna take you to Kemet and
right.
tell you where it come from. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I like that cat, man. Yeah, I was satisfied. I meant to hit you yesterday, man, but I got caught up and shit. So
Oh
I
man,
got
he
me
was out.
a lot of rest. That's what I got me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me mute my mic for a minute.
Right.
Malcolm Garvey Huey study Malcolm Garvey Huey. Their life was like a movie. Study Malcolm Garvey Huey. Malcolm Garvey Huey. Malcolm Garvey Huey. Their life was like a movie. I live, I die, I organize. Everything I do's revolutionize. I build what's good for the whole damn hood. Study G's like these. Really think you should. I study Malcolm Garvey Huey. Malcolm Garvey Huey. Monster Cody with the Uzi. Listening to Fela Kuti. I'm Ogun with the machete. Especially if it's deli. Got the Santos for the Hexy to protect me, so respect me. This is heavy, legendary, revolutionary. My wifey, she resurrect me when they thought they had me buried. Took me out the cemetery, now it's family over every. Cause it's all that's necessary to avoid the commissary. I'ma live for you five, so I stop getting high. If you know, then you recognize it's that black and brown pride. This the power of the mind, RBG, God divine. You can see through the lies if you could read between the lines.
I live, I die, I organize. Everything I do revolutionize. I build what's good for the whole damn hood. Study G's like these, really think you should.
Study Malcolm Garvey Huey. Malcolm Garvey Huey. Study Malcolm Garvey Huey. Malcolm Garvey Huey.
Malcolm Garvey Huey, Bunchy, Bobby, Pac, and Tukey. Sitting by the door so you can say I'm acting spooky. Just like in the movie, son, you better pack your toolie. Niggas switch be acting fruity, you'll be cracking like they pookie. Rather smoke a doobie than be burning and eluding. Bang, bang, pig shooting, we should blame Rudy Julie. Yanny for the camera, shine a white and nose candy. Let you banging on the system, you a gangster wearing panties. RBG, my family from the Bronx to Miami. Police cannot stand me, Pacquiao like a Manny. Call me Little Bobby Hutton, cause I'm first to push the button. Rappers don't be saying nothing to the system, we say fuck them. This is for Nahanda, Mama C, Mama Akua. All the real OGs, I'm a soldier cause you told me study Malcolm Garvey Huey. Malcolm Garvey Huey. Malcolm Garvey Huey, I'm reporting in the duty.
Sticky icky, yours truly here for duty. Don Davino, M.A. Uno, you know how we drop the jury. This is real, not a movie, not Mickey, Donald, Goofy. I'm a soldier, I avoid a bitch nigga like the cooties.
School face in a hoodie.
Fresh pair of khakis, we could do this like we fama. Go to war like the Apaches. For whatever, I stay ready. I learned that in Tallahassee. Babatunde used to school me as a juvie, skipping classes. Never let the system use me. My duty is my passage. Watch the homies in your army. They don't always show their badges. Keep your family living healthy. Teach your children about their blackness. Teach your wifey how to use the ratchet. This shit is classic. Get your food, clothes, and shelter. Fuck the system, pimp it backwards. I ain't hating. I'm just saying if you wanna be a rapper, study
Malcolm Garvey Huey. Malcolm Garvey Huey. Study Malcolm Garvey Huey. Malcolm Garvey Huey. Study Malcolm Garvey Huey. Malcolm Garvey Huey. Study Malcolm Garvey Huey. Malcolm Garvey Huey.
A tactical approach is designed to get certain.
Peace, man. Hey, that's a banger right there, man. I dig that.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's
No
a banger
doubt.
right there, man.
I sent you a text, Gerald, to ship me that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Okay,
Yeah.
bet.
Hey, peace to the family. Peace to the family. Welcome to Sankofa 180 degrees. How y'all doing, man? We back. We back.
No.
Oh. What's going on, panel?
Yeah, what's up? What's up? Hey, man, I just want to get this information put in there, man. Then we can just flow and so this video, just want to give acknowledgement to this video so we can keep it moving, right? Mark Passio is the one that's doing the narrating, and He has it's by Be Inspired, and then hold up, gotta get this other info out there. And then the footage is licensed through Video Blocks, Art Grid, and Envato. So we just want to acknowledge all that, man. And I sent out a permission slip to get their approval and stuff for what we do on here on Sankofa. Also invited them to come like we do with everybody else. You know, even for the first Sunday children's book reading. Want to put that in always. You know, that's the first Sunday of every month, the children's book read, or we play a video and we get to interact a little bit, man. You know, get that information out there that they're trying to smother, you know, around the world, right? At least, especially in Florida, Louisiana, Oklahoma. You know, they're really in full effect with that stuff. So, you know, keeping our youth, their mind minimized and shackled still. So that's all I wanted to jump in with. Oh, big ups to Mo getting ready to start his, you know, procedure soon enough. Big ups to Carrie and Gerald for, you know, continued healing. We love the power and the results and the participation. And big motherfucking ups to Jamie for always holding it down, you know, providing this platform for us. And E, big ups to you, man, and your fam for allowing us time to share a little bit out of your mind and your soul, man.
And shout out to Queen Carrie too for always. Hey man, she right here with us like everybody else, man. So
Clockwork.
yes, that's right, man. That's what's up. Hey man, Gerald, go ahead, King. Tell them what's going on, man. I see.
When you know, Black Paul, Black Love to the panel, to the audience, having to be back again. Can't call for 180, know what we doing. Only got two more, I think, two more shows for the end of the year. So, ending it with bangers tonight or today and bringing us some good information. And we hope y'all all be able to eat off of and just bring it to the table. Eat what you can throughout the bones. But like I say, happy to be here, getting stronger every day. And y'all see me going through the process. So don't want to take up too much time. Like I say, just happy to be amongst my brothers and sisters, Jamie, Karen, and me. Power love. And again to the audience out there.
That's right. That's right. And Queen Carrie.
Well, welcome to Sankofa 180. Good to see all of you, and good to see how good Gerald's looking and sounding. And I know Lo, when he was watching E's presentation, he was excited. So I'm looking forward to hearing it. And I love that song. I thought that was so perfect. And what else? Beautiful day here. Tonight at 9 o'clock, I will be on my third day of no smoking, and I absolutely hate it. I want you to know, but I know I will feel better. But I love you guys, and I'm glad to be here always. Thank you.
Nice, nice. Hey, and we're gonna get to the main man in a minute. I just want to say, you know, check us out on the first Sunday of every month. The first Sunday of every month. We have a very, very important show that we have every first Sunday every month.
I have these.
All of them are important, but this one is particularly important because it's dealing with our youth, our kids, you know, which is our future, right? And so with our future, man, we have to know our past. You know, our future is gonna have to know the past. If they don't know the past, man, they're gonna be completely lost. Okay, so let's start them out, man, with just knowing their history, their real African history. And this is what America has been at war with for since we've been here. Okay, they've been at war with this, man. Taking the Black African history out of the school systems. They want to take it out of circulation. You know what I mean? And they've been doing this for as long as we've been here, and they're still doing it. And and now they made it to it's a law now that you can't even teach Black African history no more. Not here in Florida. Can't do it. You go to jail. So what I'm saying
Same in
is,
Idaho. Idaho, you can't. My daughter, uh, granddaughter's classes that they won't. They are not allowed to teach Black history at all.
yeah, see,
And
so yeah,
so my daughter has to teach it to her. And I also wanted to say one quick thing.
sure.
Eric, you have a very nice looking son, nice looking young man, and that was cool to see him. I never see your family, so that was pretty neat.
Muted E if you dare. Uh,
I'm back. I'm here, right here.
Did you
okay.
hear what Carrie said?
No, go ahead, Kim. I'm sorry. I stepped away.
Carrie.
She muted.
There we go. I was just
Thank you,
saying
Mom.
that you have a very nice looking young man son. I never see your family, and he was
I
very
got one
nice
right here too.
looking. Yeah, love you guys.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Hey, and so Idaho, uh, there was another state. So they got one of them that's on hold for the Ten Commandments. Like I think they got
Oklahoma,
yeah, they
Louisiana.
the courts got them on hold right now. But they really trying to push this stuff, man. Like take the African history out, push Christianity, push the Bible. I mean, hey man, like I'm gonna say if it works, why fix it? But if you're looking for real facts, real truth, if you're looking for reality, you want to be here. You want to be right here, man. All right. Now, if you want somebody that's going to mislead you and send you around the corner, mix a little some real people and some real places with some falsehood, so we can make it feel better, make it sound a little better. And yeah, no, man, we gotta hit it all with facts. And if it's not facts, man, if they can't prove it, it's gotta be bullshit, man. It's gotta be. Okay, so we gotta
Get him,
stick with
Jamie.
this.
Get him,
Yeah,
Jamie.
yeah, we gotta stick with this, man. We gotta get with this history, man. This is the only thing that's gonna keep us from repeating our past. All right. You have to know about it. All right. So, with that being said, man, no further ado, I'm gonna introduce the man of the hour is Eric James, man. The brother's finna this this presentation together. And this is this and when he say uh the title of the show, uh when the title of the show is the most eye-opening 50 minutes of your life. Hey, look here, man. It's the most eye-opening 50 minutes. It's gonna be the most. Just let me tell you, it's gonna be the most 50, the most exciting 50 minutes of your life, man. All right, all right. So, uh, peace to you, E. Go ahead, King. It's all you, man.
Peace to you, fam. Thank you for the introduction. Peace to the panel. Glad to be here as always. We'll come right to it. Like you said, good information here and foundation as we gonna get into later on. Later on, excuse me. We gonna know where it's coming from. We're gonna explain where it's coming from, but he's bringing it to us in a way that I think people can understand. And if at any time we need to pause, stop, discuss, let's do that just so we're clear. And And it's just, I think it's good for just a refresher for us and just kind of a reminder of where the information, what we're doing is the right thing, and what we're doing is should be universal. Yeah, our studies. So anyway, I have no more.
Hey, when you think that we need to stop too, man, don't hesitate.
Okay, no problem.
Right, bet.
So what I do now is just hit share.
Yeah, you just share, hit share and pull up whatever you're trying to pull up. I would have it pulled up first and then share.
Yeah, it's pulled up.
Yeah, and just go ahead and share. Push share.
White.
You know what I do now? Screen.
It's gonna share. Yep.
Screens. Share screens.
Share screen.
Okay, so those screens. Entire screen. Ah, damn. I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna pick this one then, right?
Right.
Well, that ain't what can I make it bigger?
Hold on now, because we're not seeing it.
Oh shit. Okay, hold on now. Hold it now. Let me go. Let me try this. Let me start all over. I hit the share screen button. I push the screen. I push what I want to share. Correct.
Well, it's go. So when mine go up, it gives me a couple of screens where I can push the screen that I want to share.
Okay.
Then I go down to the audio, turn the audio on.
Okay.
And then it's just say, there you go. I see you.
Okay.
I see you sharing now. There you go.
All right.
Yeah, I see.
All right. Okay, I just need to move this thing out the way. Okay, there. How can I move this bar? Because the shit behind that.
Go to
Oh, there we go. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay. I can just move this up the way I need to. All right, down there. All right.
All right. Did you turn your audio on?
Okay. Audio is on. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
All right. So I should hit play, right?
Yeah. Let's see what it's doing.
This is what the dark occultists do not want people to understand. This is how the universe actually works inherently. And it describes not only how it works, but our...
Now you say expand the screen?
Can you go down to that little box there and expand the screen or no?
Can you see my cursor?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Go over some more. No, that one. There we go.
Right. You see it?
That's as good as it's gonna get. That's what's up.
Okay.
Our relationship to that process. And this is what the dark occultists do not want people to understand. This is how the universe actually works inherently. And it describes not only how it works, but our relationship to that process. And this is what they don't want you to know. That's the most deeply hidden information. This will get you real money. Mon-I.
The next few minutes will completely change how you see the world. Mark Passio shares occult knowledge that makes me nervous to share, but it's so important that I'm willing to take the risk and share it with you.
The occult is knowledge. We're talking about knowledge here. Hidden information, and it's knowledge that is held very tightly by a few people on Earth. It's not widely known. Sciences that people don't really understand, about how energy works in the universe. It's hidden knowledge that is hidden for a specific reason, and that's to create a power differential between people who understand it and those who don't. The occult is a body of science which is not widely known to the general population, consisting of hidden knowledge about the workings of the human psyche and the laws of nature, both the seen laws, meaning the physical laws, the physical sciences, and the unseen laws, meaning the spiritual laws, the laws that govern morality, the laws that govern behavioral consequence.
There are two primary types of knowledge: the knowledge of oneself and the knowledge of the laws of nature. Understanding oneself involves exploring the human psyche, how it functions, what drives our behavior, and what happens beneath the surface at a subconscious level. This inner exploration is known as the minor knowledge, or minor arcana in the occult, referring to knowledge that relates specifically to the individual. Although it's called minor, this doesn't mean it's less important. It just focuses on a smaller scale, individual experiences, thoughts, emotions, and motivations. It deals with the internal aspects of a person, what happens in the mind and subconscious, and how these affect personal actions and desires. On the other hand, the major knowledge, or major arcana, refers to understanding larger external systems, how the universe operates on a grander scale. This includes the laws of nature, such as gravity, motion, and electromagnetism, as well as other physical forces that govern the natural world. These larger systems, or macrocosmic forces, affect everything in existence, from the behavior of galaxies to the smallest particles in the universe. The major arcana, therefore, deals with understanding the external, universal laws that apply to all of reality. The greater arcana, or the broader knowledge about the universe, not only includes the physical laws of nature, but also what's called natural law. Natural law refers to the universal moral principles that determine the outcomes of the actions of conscious beings, those capable of complex thought and holistic intelligence. These moral laws govern how behavior leads to certain consequences, particularly for beings with a higher awareness, such as humans. In other words, these are the moral and spiritual laws that shape consciousness and the results of our actions. The combination of these two key areas, knowledge of individual mind and knowledge of natural law, universal principles, forms the foundation of all called knowledge. If someone controls these bodies of knowledge and prevents others from exploring or understanding them, they gain the power to manipulate people easily. Without access to this knowledge.
You said something?
No, for a second though, it was kind of choppy, but it's good now.
Okay.
Okay.
Shall I rewind?
No,
Yeah,
we got. What you think?
I would.
Yeah. Go back a little bit, man, because it was choppy for a second.
Okay, let's see. About there?
Yeah, and then let me just say this.
Okay.
Do you guys agree that this cat is talking so clearly, but it's moving so fast, right? With the knowledge. I mean, I can't even keep up with him writing it down. I think that's impressive. I think that's impressive is what I'm saying.
Cool. All right.
Okay.
The speak.
Ready.
Of the actions of conscious beings, those capable of complex thought and holistic intelligence. These moral laws govern how behavior leads to certain consequences, particularly for beings with a higher awareness, such as humans. In other words, these are the moral and spiritual laws that shape consciousness and the results of our actions. The combination of these two key areas, knowledge of the self, individual mind, and knowledge of natural law, universal principles, forms the foundation of all occult knowledge. If someone controls these bodies of knowledge and prevents others from exploring or understanding them, they gain the power to manipulate people easily. Without access to this knowledge, individuals are left vulnerable, unaware of how their minds work or how the laws of the universe affect them. This lack of understanding puts people at a serious disadvantage, making them easier to control and influence from the very start.
The two states that dark occultism wants to hold the overall population in is what I call the mental schism and the worldview schism. Okay, they want to hold people in a state of chronic, imbalanced thought. And then they want to hold people in a chronically imbalanced overall worldview regarding human nature and life in general. If they can keep people in those modes of consciousness, they can keep their control over their behavior because they have control over their mind as a result. In general, how it works is keeping people chronically imbalanced toward one type of consciousness or another, one type of brain activity or another. Either the masculine left brain modality of consciousness or the feminine right brain modality of consciousness, but never actually holistically bringing them both together in a state of balance. They want it in a chronic state of imbalance, such that most people are either always left brain or always right brain.
When the left side of the brain, focused on logic and masculine energy, becomes too dominant, it can lead to harmful beliefs. People may become overly skeptical, believing that only science is valid, or adopt atheism, thinking humans are the highest authority with no higher power. They may also reject the idea of objective truth, claiming everything is just opinion, or believe in social Darwinism, where smarter or stronger people are meant to rule over others. Moral relativism follows, where right and wrong are seen as things humans can just make up. This imbalance can lead to dangerous ideas like eugenics, where people try to control who gets to reproduce based on genetics, or authoritarianism, where some are seen as rulers and others as followers.
A right brain imbalance or feminine imbalance, the right hemisphere of the brain, which governs creativity, intuition, compassion, nurturing, etc. If that part of the brain that is depicted here by the symbol, the inverted equilateral triangle, which again is an ancient archetypal symbol known as the chalice, because it is a rudimentary womb. If that part of the brain is chronically imbalanced, or chronically dominant, I should say, these following states result: naivete, blind belief, religious extremism, total belief, total faith, not actually checking anything, not looking into things for oneself, taking other people's word on it. Solipsism, again, the belief that there's no such thing as truth. Both forms of mental imbalance can create that state. Moral relativism, you see so much moral relativism in the New Age movement. You think moral relativism is the exclusive domain of left brain imbalance? Think again, because people in the New Age movement are super right brain imbalanced in many cases, and you'll hear many of them saying there's no such thing as right and wrong. Those are religious concepts. I don't believe in those. Feelings of unworthiness, feelings of self-loathing, falling into patterns of following other people's orders, because hey, if you're naive, if you blindly believe, and you don't really believe there's such a thing as absolute objective truth, then I'm going to take somebody else's word for it. And if they say this is what's right to do, then I'm just going to go along, follow their orders. So many people are in that extremely imbalanced, dangerous state of mind. And I call this imbalanced thought slave think in general. That's what they want. They want these two states. They just want them operating all over society. They don't want anybody in a state of balance bridging these two modalities of consciousness and bringing them together. They want people in one state of imbalance or the other, so that those dynamics, master think and slave think, continually play off against each other. We're talking about what their goal is. What are they trying to constantly maintain in humanity? And they're doing a very effective job of it. They are successful because they operate on the same page for the same goal, like one huge mind. They call it a mastermind. They focus their energy on that intent. They carry it out in the world through their methodologies. They get it done. That's why we're so scattered. We can't come together with that same mastermind focus, that coming together and operating on the same page, because we share collective common knowledge. That's what they're doing. They have this knowledge and they use it for dark purposes, all on the same page, all focused, all together for the same goal. These two things are their goal: the mental schism and the worldview schism. The worldview schism is this notion that the world is either completely random or completely determined. They want these two schisms of worldview present because they don't want people to understand the balance that is the actual truth, that there is components within nature of both of these views of reality, but they operate in conjunction with each other. not in a state of imbalance.
The randomness worldview sees the universe as a complete accident, with no purpose or meaning behind anything that happens. In this view, there is no creator or guiding intelligence, and everything in nature is seen as lifeless and random. People who believe this think there are no spiritual or moral laws, and that concepts like right and wrong don't really matter, because nothing has a deeper purpose. Life is just about surviving, with no greater meaning beyond that. This way of thinking is often connected to extreme skepticism, atheism, and societies that ignore moral principles. On the other side, the deterministic worldview says that everything is already decided, and that humans don't have free will. In this view, a higher power controls everything, and our choices are just illusions. People who believe this might think that they aren't responsible for their actions, because everything is predetermined. This belief can lead to people excusing bad behavior, since they think they have no control over what they do.
Determinism often postulates, hey, since the whole universe is controlled, and it's like a clockwork mechanism, but it's run by God, why bother trying to create any change? Change is impossible. It's already set in stone. Action, therefore, becomes ultimately meaningless. Why do anything? I tell religionists who think like this, why do you get out of bed in the morning? Why bother doing anything? Why say a word to another human being? Why eat? Why breathe? You know, why not just lay in a supine position in the corner somewhere and wait to expire from malnutrition and dehydration and then go back to dust? But, many people, they actually say that this is what they believe. It's a big hallmark of salvationist religiosity. Action is meaningless. Only faith is what's required. Something that I'm vehemently opposed to. And the New Age takes this in too. They convert it in their own imbalanced way. We're here just to observe. Don't get involved in anything. Just observe it, watch it, be the observer. Life's not a movie playing on a screen in front of your eyes, folks. You're active participants, whether you realize that or not. Again, this right brain imbalance and this whole worldview of determinism is the hallmark of religious extremism. The truth lies, as it always does, in the balance point, okay? In the synthesis, in the coming together between extremes in many cases.
The universe operates through two main parts: deterministic laws and free will. The deterministic component is called natural law, which includes unchangeable moral rules that govern the consequences of our actions. These laws are fixed and cannot be altered. They are the predictable part of how the universe works. The second part is free will, which allows intelligent beings like humans to make their own choices. Free will is something given to us by creation, and it can't be ignored. It works together with natural law, meaning our choices lead to specific results based on these fixed rules. Through the outcomes of our decisions, we learn and grow. So both deterministic laws and free will shape our experiences in life and help us understand the effects of our actions.
Another thing that dark occultists want to prevent people from understanding is how our reality is actually built, how we together in the aggregate, in aggregate numbers, meaning collectively as a species, co-create our reality that we are experiencing on the earth together as a people. You hear this notion in the New Age movement, the law of attraction. That a lot of the New Age people want people to believe we're individually creating our reality all by ourselves. Mark Passio does not create Mark Passio's reality entirely, what I experience by myself, by how I think. Other people are involved in that process. It's a co-creative process, okay? Because if someone randomly does something violent to me, I did not create that experience. This is a total misunderstanding of the law of attraction, how the law of attraction works. All right, free will is involved. I can do something completely random. So can other people, because they have the capacity for free will behavior.
We do not create our individual realities solely based on our own. Instead, our collective reality as a society is shaped by the knowledge we take in, how well we understand that knowledge, and how we act based on it. When a large number of people in society make decisions and behave in certain ways based on what they know, that determines how society as a whole creates its shared reality. Dark occultists who understand how this principle works aim to control this process. They try to influence or limit access to knowledge because controlling what people know and how they think allows them to control how society shapes its reality. They want to steer people away from exploring deeper knowledge by distracting them or keeping them unaware of important truths. Two key spiritual currencies are time and attention. These are valuable resources because whatever you spend your time on or pay attention to will shape what you get in return. When you pay attention to something, you buy understanding or knowledge in exchange. So, by focusing on the right things, you gain insight and awareness, which helps you better understand the world around you.
What I'm going to build here in this slide is actually the trivium. It's the ancient trivium methodology of truth discovery. It's called knowledge, understanding, and wisdom.
Can you
in the
pause
modern
right there?
trivium, it's referred to as grammar, logic, and rhetoric. There's also what I call a computer analogy model of the trivium, which is input, processing, and output. They're all ultimately the same thing. So this is the grammar or input step of the trivium method. It's taking in all the seemingly disparate pieces of information that are out there. You're gathering your grammar, you're gathering your different pieces of your vocabulary. Available information constitutes potential knowledge that we can gather, that we can process, that we can come to understand, and then that we can act upon.
Need me to back it up some?
Yeah, just a little bit, but don't play it yet. I just wanted to see if there was anything that you wanted to point out in this video before he gets into that part that he's getting ready to get into right now.
No, other than if there's any questions, but no, he's just getting into the juice of it now. So, but if there's any questions from anyone or any comments, questions or comments, what do y'all think so far?
Hey, well, he didn't really get too much into the natural law part, which was real interesting, right? But I understand. I think I understand what he means when he's saying natural law. I'm thinking, when like we shouldn't be killing each other. I mean, that should be like.
He's talking about Mayat. He's talking about. As I'm saying, the other videos. This is an excerpt of put together aspects of a few different videos. But in the one that he breaks, the second and third, this is the first one. The second part and then the third part, he goes deeper into where the information comes from.
Okay, yeah. I'm just saying
the natural law aspect, right?
Yeah, but when he get into the natural law aspect, I like that part of it, man. But he didn't go into it. But I mean, I got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got it. But that was slick though. I like that.
Yeah, he got to come on home. He's gonna come on home with another next video. But that, like I said, this in itself is just a precursor to some of the other stuff he has out.
E, do you got the other two videos?
Yeah.
Can you ship those to me? When you get a chance, sometime. And then because man, these are pretty cool, man.
Oh yeah, I got them.
Okay, I got to go over and watch this one more time where I can sit and take notes and then hit my boys up with it. Yeah, this is good.
All right, no problem.
Carrie, you want to say anything about it?
Huh?
Carrie, you want to say anything about it or ask any questions?
Well, I'm going to have to listen to it again because I was coughing so bad I missed parts of it. But what I'm able to hear, I really enjoy. I like this kind of stuff. So good video for sure.
Ooh, cool.
What about you, Gerald?
I'm good.
Okay. Let's get it.
All right. Let's do it.
You're gathering your different pieces of your vocabulary. Available information constitutes potential knowledge that we can gather, that we can process, that we can come to understand, and then that we can act upon. If we don't do that, we have ignorance. We haven't even looked at it. So the opposite of knowledge is total ignorance. You haven't even begun looking into it. The second level of how our reality is built, it's built atop knowledge. On top of that knowledge as a foundation, you either have a grasp or an understanding of those principles, or you do not. So you either learn what that knowledge means and how it works, or you don't have a deep understanding of that. So these are decision-making, filtering processes. This is the logic step of the trivium. Or in the computing analogy model, this would be the processing step. These processes take place in the human mind and are chosen by each individual based upon the available information that they have taken in. So if you haven't done your grammar, or you haven't aggregated your knowledge in step number 1 of this process, you can't possibly do the processing and come to an understanding of it. That's why so many people have no understanding of the principles of the occult sciences, because they haven't even started beginning to learn what the occult is or what it contains. So you can't possibly arrive at an understanding of how the universe works if you haven't gathered that knowledge. Then the third step in this process is acting. Actually taking action based upon your understanding. Each individual in a society, each individual's behavior is based upon the quality of their decision-making processes that they exercise in step number 2, which in turn were based on the quality of the available information which they took in. Now again, notice, wisdom is action. It's different than knowledge. It's different than understanding, all right? Knowledge is something that exists inherently, and you can take it in objectively. Understanding is an internal process that goes on within the self, based upon the knowledge that you've taken in and processed. And then wisdom is action. It's what you do in the world with the knowledge that you have accrued and understood. So again, I put here, or lack thereof, in every one of these blocks. The lack of knowledge is ignorance. The lack of understanding is confusion. And the lack of wisdom is folly. One more level above that is what we get based upon what we've done. What is manifested? What is generated? What do we experience? The manifested reality. It's the quality of the conditions that we experience. And the quality of the condition which manifests collectively in our society, in any society, is based upon the aggregate quality of behavior within that society. So again, it's a stepwise progression. What we've taken in, what we've come to understand, how we behave, what we get. I tell people this is the most powerful slide in all my work. If you understand one slide, deeply understand this process, because this is what the dark occultists do not want people to understand. That's the real law of attraction, folks. Not the New Age variant of it, not the New Age hokum mysticism. I want to sell 1 million billion books telling people what they want to hear. Law of attraction, okay? This is how the universe actually works inherently. And it describes not only how it works, but our relationship to that process. And this is what they don't want you to know. That's the most deeply hidden information.
Time and attention are described as spiritual currencies because, like money, you invest them in different things. When you spend time or pay attention to something, you get something back, like knowledge, understanding, or experience. The more time and focus you put into something, the more you receive in return, just like investing money.
This is what real money is, folks. Real money. This will get you real money. One I, mon I. Okay? If you want real money instead of the fake Federal Reserve nonsense fiat paper currency money that isn't worth the paper it's printed upon, then keep thinking that that has value. Okay? And people who say gold is value, gold is real money. Yeah, well, I ask people, what intrinsic value does gold have? And they say, well, it's been traded with throughout time immemorial. People have valued it all the time. Does that make it intrinsic? You answered my question. It's like saying, why does that projector have intrinsic value? And you say, because I find it valuable. No, that projector has intrinsic value because it's capable of projecting an image. And if I want that task done, that's what I use a projector for. Okay? Well, what's gold used for? Can you build clothing out of it? Can you build a house out of it? Is it malleable enough to be molded into a weapon of some sort? You going to take shelter under it? Maybe if you have enough of it. You know, the whole point is there is no intrinsic value to this. It's something that's, the idea of it having, of any precious metal having intrinsic value, other than, you know, okay, in a technological society, it's used for computers. This is true, okay? But I'm talking about in nature. You know, where would this idea of intrinsic value of gold come from in the ancient past? People will say, well, it's used as a medium of exchange, okay? Money is not a medium of exchange. People think of it as a medium of exchange, and it's not. It's incorrect, okay? Money is the limiter of energy in the system.
Many people think of money as currency. Even the term itself is meant to influence our thinking, implying it's like energy flowing through a system. But that's not accurate. It's not about storing value either, as people often say. In reality, money acts as resistance within the system. It's the force that resists change. As long as money exists, it will always make it incredibly difficult to create any real and lasting change.
We end up getting something in return on what we put our investment of spiritual currencies toward. And you know what that, if it's put toward the right goals, the end result is true money, one eye, okay? True spiritual vision, the ability to see, to unoccult something and see it for what it really is. That's what comes from truly putting time and attention onto the right things. This return could come in the form of knowledge. It could come in the form of understanding. It could come in the form of skills, expertise, and empowerment, but only if we invest these two spiritual currencies wisely. And let me tell you something, folks, that's why most people don't have any money. They got nothing to pay for it with. See, you pay attention and you get money. You spend time and you get money. I'm talking about the real thing. We should seek to improve our quality of attention by placing it upon information that is capable of improving both ourselves and the human condition as a whole. Such an effort would also constitute a valuable investment of our time. We should ask ourselves, what am I spending my time on? What am I spending my time doing? And what am I paying attention to? That's where you will find whether you're investing in real value, something that is truly valuable. If most of the time we're spending our time on nonsense and trivialities and, you know, divisive things and TV and sports and all other kinds of entertainment and distraction, well, you're going to have a return on that investment, and that return is going to be low. It's not going to result in much money, real money. Most importantly, we need to ask ourselves, what kind of quality am I getting in return? This is a simple chart of how our quality of our attention, okay, and again, this is in the aggregate, but it's created by all the individuals, how the quality of our overall attention as a species will affect our world in accordance with the principle of correspondence, which states, as goes the microcosm or the microcosmic units, so will become the macrocosm, okay? So over here, we have a pure information stream. This is good information. This is information that is capable, that resonates with truth, and is capable of helping to develop wisdom or right action within the being. This over here, this is the poisoned information stream. Now, everybody's going to take in some form of a mixture of both of these streams. What the goal needs to be is to purify. Just like, hey, you take in bad food, you're going to have bad health. You take in bad information, the output through behavior is going to be bad. So you got to purify. Meaning, if there's valves here on the individual buckets, these are called the individual people, and they're all coming together with the quality of their water, right? What they're holding within their consciousness. And that's all going into the big pool called the world. Everybody's bringing their bucket to the pool, they're pouring it in, and then they're jumping in. That's the world. That's the quality of the world, right? The quality of this whole thing here is going to be based on how much poison, polluted information was in your bucket compared to how much pure information was in your bucket. So there's valves over here. We got to shut this one off, this brown muddy valve over here, and we got to open this one up, okay? If we do that, the world will be purified. And we won't be creating self-inflicted suffering. We don't do that, we're going to be swimming in brown muck and generating all kinds of problems for ourselves.
How are we spending our time? And what are we focusing on? Are we using our time and attention sitting in front of a screen, which is like being in a state of hypnosis? Hypnosis is the suppression of knowledge or spirit. Or are we dedicating our time to seeking wisdom, which involves gathering knowledge, processing it accurately to gain understanding, and then turning that understanding into wisdom through right action? To do this, you have to read. People don't want to hear that, but reading is necessary. The ancient Romans had one word with two meanings. The word was libre. It meant free, as in not a slave, and is the root of the English word liberty. But in another context, libre also meant book. This tells us something important. They linked freedom with books. The word library also comes from libre, meaning a place where you can go to become free if you read the right books.
So let's jump into this is the heart of the presentation here. It's how natural law actually works in our lives. So here's the expression, and then there's a positive aspect to the expression, and there's a negative aspect to the expression. The first expression of natural law is known as, and again, this is what I call these things. So there's no hard and fast rules, it's just terminology. It's jargon to try to explain them in words, okay? The first principle of natural law I call the generative polarity, or in other words, this is the force or energy that we are using at the base level to start the process of creation, or you could say of co-creation, okay? We're co-creating the reality that we experience with the laws of nature. The positive expression of the generative polarity is love. This is not what many people think of as love, okay? It's not familial love. It's not relationship love. It's not Hollywood movie variant of love. It's not romance novel variant of love. I call love consciousness. Love is the force which helps us to expand consciousness and become open to truth if we are in it. If we are in that vibratory energy, we become open to truth. So here's what it looks like visually. I try to put a visual aspect to all of these concepts, okay? And people would think I'm going to put two people together kissing or hugging or something like that, okay? Love is inside each individual if it's present. It is this force that opens up our consciousness. It's the flowering expression of consciousness, okay? So how I word this is the positive aspect of the generative polarity, the first expression of natural law, is love. In regard to natural law, love should be seen as the expansive force for consciousness. It is the force which helps us to become open to truth and expand our awareness. Now, the negative expression of the creative polarity is the exact opposite of love. So people will automatically think, well, that's hate. And it is not. Because the thing that puts consciousness in a box and prevents it from growing and keeps it where it's at is what? Fear. There it is. Fear. Fear is the basis for unconsciousness. You cannot be unconscious of anything in particular unless you fear it. Okay, that's what shuts consciousness down. And here's my visual for it. Fear. I don't want to look at that. That's too horrible for me to contemplate. That can't be true. I don't want that to be true. That's all fear. Fear is the contractive force for consciousness. Fear is the force which influences us to become closed to the truth, and it is the force which ultimately shuts down our awareness. That's why so many people are unconscious, because they are fearful. They are fearful of the responsibility that comes with knowledge, and most of all, they are fearful of having to act based upon knowledge, because that requires courage.
The second stage of natural law, called the initiating expression, refers to the first visible and recognizable results in our lives after we set a process in motion. This begins when we choose between two core forces, love or fear. If we choose love, something positive happens. We become open to truth. Love is an expansive force that opens our minds to awareness and understanding. The result of choosing love is knowledge, which comes from accepting the truth. This is why knowledge is the first step in creating positive outcomes in life, and it starts with the openness that love brings. On the other hand, if we choose fear, the opposite happens. Instead of knowledge, we experience ignorance, which is the refusal to accept the truth. Fear closes us off from learning and awareness. The idea behind this is that understanding yourself leads to understanding the universe. The Greek mystery tradition summed it up with the phrase, "Know thyself," meaning that by understanding the microcosm, yourself, you also understand the macrocosm, the universe. The positive side of the initiating expression is knowledge, which improves the quality of our lives by helping us make better decisions. Whether it's understanding how a car, a computer, or the human psyche works, knowledge is the foundation for maintaining and improving anything. To create the conditions we want on Earth, we must learn. Learning and gaining knowledge are essential. Many people resist this idea, hoping they can create the life they desire without learning. But that's not how reality works. On the negative side, ignorance is the refusal of truth, which stems from fear. People who choose fear avoid learning and remain closed off to truth, which prevents them from improving their lives and the world around them.
So here's what I put as the image for ignorance. The population that is hypnotized, that wants to keep paying attention to nonsense and trivialities, feed themselves tons of GMO food that is crap for the physiology, pay attention to distraction, entertainment, mainstream news and media. It's all there to just shut the consciousness down and keep people in a depressed psychological state and keep them in a state of psychological infancy. The negative aspect of the initiating expression of natural law is ignorance, or the refusal of truth. Ignorance negatively influences the quality of our lives because it negatively influences these decision-making processes that lead to understanding in every area of our lives. If you're ignorant about how anything works, you can't create the desired condition. It's just not possible. It's important to remember, again, that ignorance should be distinguished from nescience, which means not knowing because necessary information is not present or was unattainable. Ignorance, on the other hand, means not knowing even though necessary information is present because that information has been willfully refused or disregarded. And again, to keep us in ignorance, they don't need to hide the information anymore because it's not hidden anymore. It's out. And once again, it's available at your fingertips for free if you have the desire to take it in. Now, the manipulation mechanism that is used is dissuade people from looking at it, provide endless entertainment, provide endless amusement, provide endless distraction, and say there's nothing to any of that stuff. That's just some old crazy religion that you don't need to understand. It's no different than any other religion, believing that natural law exists. So people will be dissuaded from ever looking into it, and they'll disregard it of their own choice. Thomas Jefferson said that if a nation expects to be ignorant and free in a state of civilization, it expects what never was and never will be. Freedom and ignorance are antitheses of each other that can never coexist simultaneously. That is an impossibility in natural law. I'm going to put up a couple other quotes on ignorance. Samuel Adams said, "No people will tamely surrender their liberties, nor can any be easily subdued. When knowledge is diffused," that means it's everywhere present, "and virtue is preserved," meaning morality. On the contrary, when people are universally ignorant and debauched in their manners, meaning purely selfish and only worried about themselves, they will sink under their own weight without the aid of foreign invaders, meaning the society will turn inward on itself and collapse and destroy itself just based on the fact alone that the population is ignorant and they are ensconced in moral relativism and other forms of debauchery and just self-pleasure as their highest virtue, their highest desire. Socrates said that the only good is knowledge and the only evil is ignorance.
The next expression, known as the internal expression, refers to what happens inside us after we make a choice between love and fear, between accepting the truth or rejecting it. Once this choice is made, it begins to affect our internal state. This step is about how the knowledge or ignorance we've embraced impacts our consciousness. The foundation of everything is based on this initial choice: love or fear, knowledge or ignorance. These are like two sides of the same coin. One represents truth and awareness, while the other represents a lack of truth or an illusion. Consciousness reflects truth, while unconsciousness reflects ignorance. Both are part of the same concept, but differ in degree, accepting or refusing truth. Once knowledge or ignorance is chosen, we move to understanding, which is an internal process. When we gain understanding by accepting truth and knowledge, the positive internal outcome is sovereignty. Sovereignty means recognizing that each of us is in control of ourselves, and we have the authority over our own being. This is described as an internal monarchy, where we are the sole rulers of our own lives. The term monarchy comes from mono, one, and archon, ruler, meaning we must each be the master of our own self. True sovereignty means no one else owns or controls us, and we don't have the right to rule over anyone else. Many people mistakenly believe they can control others, but in reality, each person is sovereign and responsible for ruling only their own life. Sovereignty is about personal freedom and self-mastery, and it's the positive internal expression of natural law.
So here's my expression, my visualization for sovereignty. It's somebody who truly has the light. They have the light at their disposal, they're bathed in it, it's flowing within them. Okay, and light has always been associated in different mystery traditions as knowledge. It's been a symbol that has represented knowledge. This is the person who has the knowledge and has gone through the decision making and filtering processes with that knowledge to come to an internal understanding that they are a sovereign being. And I have news for everybody, whether you know it or not, whether you are familiar with the term or not, every person here is a sovereign, and you can never not be. It is an impossibility for you ever to be non-sovereign. It cannot be done. Cannot be done in nature. Every single human being on this planet is a sovereign being. And we're going to look at what a sovereignty actually means. The positive aspect of the internal expression is sovereignty, or what I call internal monarchy, meaning one ruler within. Internal monarchy, one ruler within. As a state of consciousness, sovereignty means that one has unified the three aspects of their consciousness, such that there is no internal contradiction between one's thoughts, emotions, and actions. We become a being that as we think, so we feel, so we speak and act. And there's no contradiction between those. We're not torn apart from within in this state of internal opposition amongst our own consciousness. Let's look at the negative internal expression for natural law, which is confusion. Now, confusion results when we are in ignorance. That's the emotional dynamic, the feeling that takes place within the individual. This is the lack of understanding. Confusion only happens in a lack of understanding. When we have not taken in knowledge, because we are afraid, we are in fear, okay? Ignorance results, and then confusion happens internally. So look, remember, here's the essence, that's the foundation. This is that first stage, that first building block that we called knowledge or lack thereof, okay? This is the second building block that we called understanding or lack thereof. This is true understanding when truth has been taken in and accepted. And this is the lack of understanding. Now, in that state of lack of understanding, we're confused. So there's no rulership within. Inside of us, there's anarchy, which means the absence of a ruler, not the absence of rules, which I'm going to get into later. Anarchy means there's no ruler, no master. So if there's no master inwardly, we have a big problem, because that means there's no self-mastery, there's no self-control, there's no self-discipline, and ultimately, there's no self-love. And that results in an understanding that we don't truly own ourselves. It would result in the absence of self-ownership, which is what we're experiencing as a species. That other people believe they own other people. This is what I found as a picture representing confusion. Someone who doesn't know themselves. Doesn't know themselves, completely attached to a ego identity. Their whole mind is all wrapped up. I believe I'm this businessman. I believe I'm this banker. I believe I'm this lawyer. I believe I'm this doctor. And that's my identity. And if something goes wrong with that, there goes my identity. There's who I am down the drain. This negative aspect of the internal expression of natural law is confusion, or what I call internal anarchy, meaning no ruler within. Confusion is the state of mind in which the being is ruled by fear and ignorance. Confusion could be seen as internal opposition within one's own consciousness. In other words, being torn apart from within in such a way that one's own thoughts, emotions, and actions are in perpetual contradiction with each other. A thought, emotion, and action are not in alignment. As we think is not how we truly feel and is not how we act. There's total contradiction and separation. No unity amongst those three aspects of consciousness. That's confusion.
The fourth expression of natural law refers to what happens externally, in society as a whole. When a large group of people share the same internal state, whether it's positive or negative, this collective mindset shapes the larger reality of the society. Society is made up of the sum total of individuals, so the overall condition reflects the combined state of consciousness of those people. If love is present, and individuals have taken in knowledge, understood it, and realized their own sovereignty through self-mastery, the result in society is freedom. Freedom can only arise when these conditions, consciousness, acceptance of truth, and self-mastery, are met. It doesn't happen by magic or any other means. If people desire freedom, this is the clear path they must follow. There is no other way for true freedom to manifest in society.
This is what the picture I chose for freedom. This is actually from the cover of probably one of the greatest books I think that's ever been penned by human hands. And I'm telling you, you need to read the book, The End of All Evil by Jeremy Locke, if you haven't already read it. I think it's a great image that represents what freedom is about. It's not about my freedom, it's about our freedom. It's about freedom for all beings. And guess what? Our, when I say that in relationship to the earth, doesn't just mean human beings. It means all beings, including the animal kingdom. The positive aspect of the external expression is freedom, or what I call external anarchy, meaning externally there are no rulers. There is no condition of masters and slaves. So that's what anarchy actually means, the absence of slavery. Now, there's a negative external expression. And you can call it multiple things. You can call it totalitarianism. You could call it slavery. I term it simply control. Externally imposed control. Okay? It doesn't mean, self-control. It means literally someone outside of your own being is trying to control you and own you. Control is the pathway to all forms of evil and destruction. It results when a society lives in direct opposition to natural law.
The fifth and final expression of natural law is about the manifestation or the results we create in our lives. This expression builds on the foundation of the previous elements: knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. Each of these components represents a level in a four-part structure. At the base is knowledge, what we know or don't know. Above that is understanding, how we interpret that knowledge. Next is wisdom, which is the application of knowledge and understanding to our actions. Currently, society is struggling because there is an abundance of knowledge, but very little wisdom. This imbalance leads to a situation where people are controlled and unable to create the positive outcomes they desire. The top level of this structure is the manifestation, which represents the results of our choices and actions. The outcomes can either be order or chaos. When we manifest order, we achieve the positive results we want, such as well-being and a lack of self-inflicted chaos or suffering. However, to create this order, certain requirements must be met. We need to operate at a higher level of consciousness, accept the truth, develop knowledge, and understand our sovereignty as individuals. Working towards true freedom is essential for achieving the positive results we desire in life. This pathway is described as the only way to attain the goodness and order we seek. It's important to note that the human mind often struggles with absolute statements, especially when it comes to concepts like always or never. People may resist the idea that there is a single truth that applies universally, as this can challenge their individual perspectives. Humanity's greatest fear may be recognizing that the truth is absolute and singular, rather than subjective or personal.
This is what I viewed order as being like, okay? We have beings that are actually full of the light, and they're working toward a world that is based in freedom, cooperation, knowledge, sovereignty, no control. It's what I call in some of my former presentations, cooperative spiritual anarchy, which is the natural condition of humanity. The natural, meaning spiritual, natural condition of the human species that has been blocked from manifesting through mind control, indoctrination, fear-based, trauma-based methods. So that's what I call order, the positive manifestation, manifested goodness. It represents everything we say we want, and it only results when there is balance or justice. Justice comes about through adherence to natural law. Justice can only be present when truth has been accepted in our lives and our behavior has been brought into harmony with natural law. Cannot manifest any other way. That's the positive manifestation. The negative manifestation is the opposite of order. Chaos. Chaos is manifested evil. I just put this as, complete disregard for other people, breakdown, me first. Knock everybody else down, get what I want. Don't worry about anybody else being hurt. Don't worry about anybody else's freedom. Don't worry about whether anybody else's rights are being tread all over. Doesn't matter. Let me get mine. Self-preservation is the highest law. Survival is all that matters. Even if I have to step on somebody else to get it, to make that happen. Yeah, it's an animal. That's exactly right, sir. That's exactly correct. That's not a human being. That's an animal. That's how animals in the animal kingdom behave. Natural law doesn't work the same way for animals as it does for human beings because they do not have the same capacity for consciousness that a human being has. So let's not start saying that's the natural order. No, it is not. It is the exact antithesis of the natural order. The natural order is just that. Order. It's in the word. It's in the phrase. Natural order. What people are describing as the natural order through this utter nonsense concept called social Darwinism is, as I've called it before, psychopathic chaos. And break down that word. Psychopathology means an illness of the mind. Psychopathy is mental illness. Psyche in Greek means the mind. And pathology is an illness, sickness. Psychopaths are mentally ill, and they don't create anything resembling order. All they can create is chaos, which is why they want us to mimic their mindset, because they're just bent on hell and destruction to manifest, and they have to have our complicity and cooperation to make that dynamic happen. Our energy has to be given over to them by our mindset being made like theirs. Otherwise, their worldview can't come into manifestation, which is one of chaos and disorder. Chaos results when there is imbalance and injustice, which results whenever there is ignorance of truth and behavior which is in direct opposition to natural law. So that's our chart, and one last thing I want to say about it is that the manifestations or the expressions of natural law they're unilateral. They don't cross into each other. There's no such thing as, well, I've accepted the truth and I've developed knowledge, so now I'm in a state of confusion. It doesn't work like that. So you can only get to order through freedom, which comes about through the understanding that we are sovereign, which comes about through taking in knowledge of truth, and which comes about through staying in a vibratory energy of love or higher consciousness, the openness to truth. That's it. Same thing here. We can only create chaos when our society is bent on control, okay? Because we are confused beings that don't understand our sovereignty and think other people can legitimately own us or rule us. And that comes from a place of ignorance or refusal of the truth, which is based in fear. Can only manifest that way. Blanket statement, too. And I will not retract on that blanket statement because this has nothing to do with what I think or feel or my beliefs. This is how laws operate in creation, not a belief system, not a religion, has absolutely nothing to do. I did not develop this. I came to an understanding of it by seeking truth.
That's it for today. This video will have a continuation soon with part 2, but until then, we recommend watching our video that provides an excellent explanation of natural law. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
that's a
that right
cold,
there,
that's
man.
a
That was
cold piece
deep.
right there.
All right.
Yeah, that's deep right there, man. That's deep right there.
We hit a
Yeah.
lot of points real. We put a lot of stuff together. You
Yeah,
can
he
kind
clear.
of tell how it was spliced together, but yeah, they put it all together.
Yeah, he sure
Cover
did.
a
He
lot
he definitely covered the natural law part I was talking about too. That was slick, man. Yeah. That was right on right there, man.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the other ones, man, myself.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't see how you could play this one and not play another one, man. And I know you got two more, man. And
Well, the next one is 3 hours long.
oh shit.
Okay.
Oh,
Shit,
we
well, we
gonna have to
still can
break.
get through it, man. We can get through it at like part 2, part 3,
That's right. That's why I was
right?
saying it's some bits to get to it. But this is a good introduction. But the next part is let me confirm. Yeah, the next two part. The second part is like part two is like 3 hours long, and then I'm looking on my phone. Let me go to my library. Let me see. Yeah, part three is, I believe, an hour 45 minutes. I believe this is part three. I'm looking at.
Yeah, see, we
Yeah,
should
part
do
three.
is we should break that up to like about five sessions.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
part three.
an hour each one, man,
Yeah.
and go and get through them, because that's some information that need to be heard, King. They need to that need to be out there. That's some information that need to be out there, man, on a regular basis. You know, the consciousness, and when you're unconscious, and I've said this before, man. The reason why people won't let go of these religions is due to fear, man. It's all fear, King. I told y'all, it's fear, man.
And that's how it has to be that way in order for those to exist. Those religions have to exist. They exist on fear. But another thing too, did you notice? And you just said it. You said something that consciousness, the opposite of consciousness, is them sleep, or how you going to describe it, death. But doesn't that go back to the images that they put on their own buildings, telling us what they did to us? What Anthony Browder showed us.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right,
exactly.
right.
Yeah. So they've been knowing. So they go back to let us know that they've been knowing this information or enough of it to manipulate others for a long time. Enough to create a system that they benefit from by maintaining power and control over controlling the information. That's why it's so important to keep the information out of these schools. That's why it's so important to control even what these universities, what books they can read, or the instructors can refer to them to read. These are the reasons why. Because knowledge is power.
That's
I
right.
have nothing else to say about it. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's right though. Knowledge is power, man. You know, everybody wanted to know. Everybody wanted to be the man. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like if you knew, you was the man. If you man, look, everybody came to you. You know what I'm saying? Even the pharaohs had to come to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
That
mean,
brought
like,
on a hell of a responsibility too, though, man.
just saying, if you knew,
No.
man, like consciousness, like you said, consciousness, man, and our unconscious, you know, you refuse to even look outside of your Bible due to fear. And
Yeah.
that's
Just
due to unconsciousness,
as due to indoctrination.
right? you know, and
People
so
teaching you what should make you scared and what shouldn't be. And that's like fear of the unknown. Same thing when you see little kids. I think we probably talked about that. But a little kid, if they're not taught properly or if they're taught improperly, they'll see a bug and the first thing they do want to step on it.
right,
Not even knowing not even knowing the name of the bug, what kind of bug it is, what the hell it do,
right,
how does it fit in nature. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
me. It's me.
yeah,
Squat.
Right.
yeah,
That's kill it. Kill it. Throw him outside. Shit. He gotta go catch
Right.
something else.
Yeah, dang, Erica, you just busted the grape right there, man.
Hey man, that's real talk, man. That's
I
but
Yeah,
mean,
that's
that's real
yeah,
talk, man. And then just not wanting to be responsible too, man, and just running away from responsibilities. We all do that. We all have done it. You know
that's
what
what
I
he was
mean? So
saying.
that's
I
another
had to
thing.
be
That's right.
the variables are so you can add infinitum, you know.
And that's bad, man, because now, so does that make you irresponsible? Because you don't want to take on responsibility? So does that make you irresponsible, King?
I guess it depends on if it's I mean, he talked about being sovereign, right? So what's responsible to you might not be responsible to me,
True. Right.
right?
That's
You know,
yeah.
but
Right.
I also
So if
put
you're talking about sovereign, have being of a sovereign being, and coming to that fourth cube conclusion, well, I can't really be based on what the fuck you talking about.
Well,
100.
if you're going off the definition, right? If you're going off the
Well,
definition, is it
even the actions that he said persist when you get to that point. If you're going off of this model here, then I mean, I definitely can't buy into everything, one, two, three, whoever. I got to be able to buy into what I fucking think, right?
right?
No, can't be
Uh,
moved by Jamie all the time, or I can't be moved by this or that. So, am I wrong? Are you wrong? Shit,
there's
man.
a universal right thought that consider having a wise dome
Right,
or
right, right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
So right thought is I believe I know is universal. It's universal. And it is beyond any spoken language. And moral right thought. I think that speaks. I think what he was talking about. And when we put it in writing and wrote it down, that was it. You ain't need nothing else.
And
If
I
you
think
just
that's what Jamie was explaining too.
yeah, well, yeah,
A general moral compass of it, and
yeah. It take work, shit. It take work because you bombarded with all kind of images. You've been flooded with images and ideologies about what is, what ain't, what should be, and what shouldn't. So you
yeah,
got, like you said, you got to filter that shit out and purify.
yeah.
Purification.
what'd you say about that, Carrie and Gerald?
Well, I have to listen to it again because I just cough. But I really like it. It makes a lot of sense what I did here, and um, I like learning about that kind of stuff.
What about you, Gerald?
Um, just dealing with information. Once you understand information, and the level that you understand it, you either accept it as truth or reject it. Once you're rejecting it, uh, as they said, they put you in fear. Somebody was saying the bug analogy. You see a bug, and you don't know what that bug is. You're gonna be in fear of it, and you're just gonna kill it. And
Yeah,
you know what it do, you won't do that. You say, no, I got information about it. I'm not in fear of it. I know what it can do. And again, on the other end, if you know what it is and it ain't supposed to be around you, you might have to kill it.
yeah,
When you just kill all bugs because of emotion and fear with no information about it, that's ignorance. Ignorance is evil. period, point blank.
Yeah,
So
yeah, he said that too.
it's a,
Yeah.
it's a level of wanting to know, introspection, and figuring out why did I do that to that bug? Why did I do that to that person? Why did I do that? And you checking yourself. And from that, you get knowledge. You study. You gotta read, you gotta study. If you're not about that, then you're in trouble. Or if something's put on you, as a young age, we go to church. What we feel that God or that Bible. That nigga there is crazy as fuck. And we feel him. He gonna do some shit to us. So you scared. You don't want to cross that. You know what I'm saying? And right that there, you're in a state of ignorance. And until somebody's not scared of that God, they're gonna always stay in ignorance. Once you're not ignorant of it, then you say them just scare tactics. I ain't scared of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about all that. That ain't shit ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta go through that process because you introduced to it at such a young age. And then they saying to love God is to fear. And people go around bragging, I'm a God fearing man. I'm a God. That's an oxymoron to say you God fearing. What the fuck that mean? That mean you ignorant as hell. You know what I'm saying? And whenever the information that you're reading got you in that state of ignorance. And it ain't about truth. At one point you gotta reject that. When you thinking you rejecting the creator or who somebody told you was the creator, that's misinformation. That's an illusion. But some within you gotta figure that shit out. That's why back in the day I always tell you, you had to be initiated. You had to question that shit at one time. It's like, wait a minute, something ain't right. That's a level from within. That don't come from somebody outside telling you. That comes from within. And once you get to that level, then you're able to go among them different paths. From knowledge to understanding to wisdom to manifestation to acting upon it. You know what I'm saying? So your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, and then the results. You know what I'm saying? It's over and over again. When it first comes from your thoughts, what you think about this certain thing. You know what I'm saying? I hate that. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I'm scared of it. Whatever it is. You know, then you gotta check yourself. Why do I feel that way about that? It's an introspective process. And it might be most times it's something that happened in your childhood. Why you feel a certain way about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's a journey you gotta go through. Most people ain't willing to go through that journey. You know what I'm saying? So you take it from somebody else. You know, my mama said this, my daddy said it. That's why. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, they ain't that far on everything. Your mom and daddy can be wrong. How do you feel about it? And why do you feel that way about it? But like I said, me listening to it, you know, I understand occult wisdom, hidden wisdom, metaphysics. So that was my learning process way back, you know, in the early 2000s to how I became conscious, breaking away from the stupidity or the ignorance that I was in and going on that search for truth, search for a soul, search for myself, search for that me being a divine human being, you know what I'm saying? And trying to reveal that, you know, I'm divine. I'm not a wretched soul, you know. Ain't no pity on me and all that now. Putting the blame. You know, people, all the devil busy in that ain't. The devil busy. Now that's your motherfucking ass. In your mind, your ignorance is busy. You know what I'm saying? Stop putting it on something. Stop putting it on the devil or Jesus or any of that. It's on you. And that's not blasphemous. That's not taken away from nobody else. It's all you. You came equipped with everything that you need. You got your mind, you know what I'm saying? And you gotta open it up. You gotta go through different processes. Or if not, y'all know what I'm saying. Your ass gonna be back.
That's
I've been
right.
back a bunch of different times. I'm not saying I've always been on this level. I know I wasn't on this level. I was interested in bullshit much of the time. Then I don't want the bullshit no more. I'm tired of it. So now I'm on this here pathway. And hopefully I can figure it out this time around. Oh, I'll be back.
That's right.
Mm.
That's right. So we'll
I'll
be
be
back.
back. You can accept
Be
it or
back in
reject it,
be back
Gerald.
until
Yeah, hell yeah.
you're gonna be
I'm in
back
this
until
kind
you
of
get it right.
mood.
You're gonna get it
That's
Yeah,
you
right.
gonna
yeah,
you're gonna be back until you're gonna keep coming back till you get it right.
yeah. Hell
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
that's some firework. That's some firework, Eric. Had
Yeah,
you know.
that makes sense, man. But like to piggyback off what Jared was saying, when you don't have the knowledge of self, when you don't have knowledge of God and where God resides, you will assume God resides outside of you, and you be listening to the God outside of you telling you, and the God inside of you may be giving you the great information, but it might counteract with your belief system, and so you may act on your belief system and feel like you're doing something wrong, you know, by even listening to the God within you. So with that fear, you'll stay looking outside yourself.
That's right.
Yeah.
right. And you become your worst enemy.
Yes,
And
sir.
then the people who telling you who God is was the dumbest motherfuckers on the planet.
Dumbest box of rock. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they done got the monopoly to tell you who God is.
Right.
Come on, man.
What? And what he
Yeah.
said, when he said it, and the fact that it's a he. You know,
And
bro.
then,
Right.
yeah, you know what killed me is when they can tell you his intent
Oh, yes, sir.
and what he meant when he said this
Man.
and tell you why he did something. I'm like,
And
wait a
then
minute,
you
man.
gonna see. Yeah, you gonna see. They're gonna fear again. You gonna see.
Right,
And he
right.
gonna
Okay,
do all this to you. He
okay,
gonna put you
okay.
in hell and you gonna see. God damn. You know
Yeah,
what
that's
I'm saying?
fear
You
money.
better not question. You who told you to question God? You're knowing too much. Wait a
Right,
minute, I don't understand.
right.
What do you mean I can't question?
The president elect ran on the same campaign. Fear.
Yeah.
Fear
Yeah,
campaign.
right,
Pushing fear.
right.
Pushing
So
fear.
And the
did.
MAGA cult is the most ignorant motherfuckers on the
Ignorant
planet.
as hell. Ignorant, and they
Yeah.
all got this bewildered ass look about them. They all got this look like they just got out. They just put clothes on last month. I'm telling you, they look crazy, man. Out in the woods, they look crazy, man. Look, they all got a bewildered look about them, man. I'm telling you.
Boy, you all right about that though, man.
I'm telling you.
It's
All the
just
mag
different.
has got this
Look
goddamn
at them, man. Look at them, man. They all got a
bewildered
crazy look
look
to them,
on.
man.
Oh shit, huh? Gerald just tore it
And
up on
scratching and itching for power.
missed.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Hey.
Itching and scratching for power, man. And can't lead nobody no damn well.
Right.
That's right though. I mean, but hey man, we see it. We see it, man. Now this is our family. This is why I said y'all need to come on and join the conversation. We out here Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for open mic and we're doing it every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for presentations and discussions. All right, family. And listen, man, it's just about, self. Know thyself, right? History, man. We got to know our history. Our history, man. You know, this is just it's just so important, man. The real true history. Not nothing they finna make up because when they get done banning when they get done with banning the black African history being taught in schools, they're gonna come back out and they're gonna tell us that was wrong, we shouldn't have did that. Here we're gonna put black history back into the schools. Here's the book, and then the book is already written where it's already changed, where it's saying that the African slave benefited from slavery. That's what they're gonna put in there. African slaves benefit from slavery. They got skills and all kind of trades, and so they, so they, but they talking about the people that built pyramids, megaliths, all these, mega structures, but somehow these people gave them skills. Like I just can't make this stuff up, family. You gotta come on in, man, with the kids on first Sunday every month. You gotta bring them. And you need to come too, so you can see what we're talking about, right? Come on in, man. That was a banging presentation, man. We're gonna have to go for a few weeks on this, man, if you don't mind.
I'm down with that. I'm down with it.
Okay, man. Yeah, we're gonna go on, quite a few weeks on this, man, because this right here need to go a little. They need to go a little deeper with this, man. A little further, man, so they can get the real understanding of what we talking about here, man. You
Okay.
know, um,
Hey man, I don't know how you want to do it, or because like I said, the next one is the longest one. Part two is the longest, like 3 hours some long.
so
So
we can break that up in three parts.
okay, and what I can do is I can just kind of go
Hold on,
back.
hey, you muted.
Yeah, don't worry about it, E. Just send me the video and I'll take care of all that.
Okay, okay,
All right.
cool,
Yeah,
gotcha.
and if we need to figure out like maybe 10 minutes extra or something like that on a week or something, ain't no big demo.
Got you. Okay, cool. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good, man. Yeah, man. So we gotta continue this, man, because like I said, that's what you think about that, Gerald?
Yeah, I always break it down in it's 3 hours, break it down into 45-minute sessions. The brain gonna shut down after a while.
Yeah.
That's why they got college classes. They don't be a long time. Because your brain gonna shut the button down. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
That
So
should be
if it's
flowing,
three
boy.
hours, 45 minutes, another 45 minutes, that's an hour and a half. And then, over
Yeah.
three, over, 4 different sessions.
Right.
But
Yeah, because he
that's
goes
how
kind of
you,
he goes through it kind of fast. So yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that'd be good, man, because that's a lot of information in 45
That's what I was
minutes.
saying at the beginning of the show today that
Yeah.
it's comprehensible,
Right.
but that should be moving quicker than a motherfucker.
Yeah, he moved with it, man. You getting a lot of information out there, man. He's putting a lot of information out.
Y'all almost, it's comprehensible to y'all a little bit because y'all know something about my yacht.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was
If
saying
you didn't
too.
know
That's
nothing about my
exactly what
yacht,
he's
this shit
speaking
would
of.
be flipping
Exactly.
your goddamn wig. It wouldn't
Exactly.
even much be interesting. But
Exactly.
these different words he keeps saying, order and
That's straight Maya.
talent, we
Maya.
understand them all concepts, one of
That's
the
it.
7 concepts of Maya.
That's
So
it. That's
that's
it.
what our natural law, natural law.
That's right.
That
That's
how criminal
exactly
was
it.
built out
That's
that
right.
understanding. Yeah. So
That's
if
right.
we didn't have that understanding, then it'd be confusing.
See, but and what's funny, Gerald, is that we see they could have never ever kept that named it, this is Kemetic law. Even when teaching it to each other silently, maybe they taught it the elders, the guys way up may have understood that. But man, that wasn't even openly discussed because of the fear of it getting out. The fear of it getting out.
And
You know what I
and you
mean?
hear calling it a cult, right? A cult
Yeah.
means hidden.
Yes,
That goes
sir.
back to the mystery schools. Remember, I kept
That's right.
saying,
That's
you
right.
didn't just, you had to be initiated. Even the people in Kemet didn't just let you come in and do nothing. You
No.
had to be initiated. Some of the information was hidden to use on a certain level. And your first level was the morality level. You had to know how to behave. They weren't gonna give it to no maniacs or no psychopaths. You had to know how to behave for that. Even if you was smart, if you was misbehaving, they're not giving this shit to you. Cause they don't tell you what you gonna do with it. And they didn't want to be held responsible for giving it to somebody who was gonna do some crazy shit with it. You know? So they kept it, under certain, you had to pass certain tests. You had to have certain prerequisites before they gave it to you, and one of them was morality, knowing how to behave, knowing how to act, knowing how to treat each other, not being on that selfish level. None of that bullshit. Or you ain't gonna get into the,
It's just a straight
you
one.
ain't gonna get it.
You had to be able to recite them 42.
Right.
You
Oh,
had to be
no.
able to recite them
That
off
was
the
prerequisites.
off the
Yeah.
top. You had to be able to recite them 42 off the top, or you wasn't going no further.
Yeah, now with your actions, I ain't did this. I don't do that. I'm making a declaration. I don't do that. I don't do it. I know the truth. That ain't, and I'm a divine being. So if I'm doing that and I'm calling myself divine, that's an oxymoron. If I understand myself to be divine, I don't do that shit. I might have did it when I was ignorant, but now when I got knowledge of self, I don't do that shit. I'm not a sex offender. Just like Trump nominating all these motherfuckers at these highest level, all them sex offenders, doing some that, just crazy ass shit they involved in. Even he
Yeah.
himself involved in crazy ass shit. Non-moral motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
that's normal. They can sidestep that because about power. I can have power. I can drink. I can get drunk. I can, I can rape women. I can talk crazy. I can do what the fuck I want to do because I got power or I got money. Fuck no. The fuck out of here. That's bullshit.
Right.
And then I'm gonna nominate them to people who gonna run other people and they can't control their goddamn self. Come on, man. Come on. That's chaos. That's why it's chaotic in the shit that they trying to do. That's why it's chaos in this goddamn, in his cabinet. It's gonna always be chaos because they not about the truth. And their actions are immoral. It's immorality. You know what I'm saying? They don't got no wisdom to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? They understanding not now. They don't got proper knowledge. Them niggas are stupid. You know what I'm saying? So when you put all that together and you trying to run a country or run other people, you gonna always have chaos. You gonna have chaos among your own people. Your own people don't want to vote for you. Like, get your motherfucking ass out of here. What's his name? The first one? Gates? Nigga. Can't have you, you know. And these next ones, they ain't gonna have them. You know what I'm saying? Ain't never been that chaotic for members in nominating cabinet members. Never in the history been that chaotic.
Right.
Yeah. But it's natural for them. You know what I'm saying? And then you gotta put fear on them again. Or I'm gonna put you in jail. I'm gonna knock you up. I'm gonna do something to you. You know what I'm saying? They go that mic over, I ain't right, but I got the mic. I'm gonna use the military. From, to lock you up. I'm gonna scare the hell out of you when you be quiet. I ain't gonna say nothing. You might take my job. You know what I'm saying? And again, that ain't dealing with truth. That's chaos again, But you gotta be able to stand up to it, man. That's why you gotta get organized. You gotta have a backbone. You might have to say, hey, man, under the threat of death, under the threat of persecution, I'm dealing with the truth. Fuck you. Fuck all of y'all. Do what you gotta do. But I ain't finna I ain't finna get on no one knee. I ain't finna do nothing. You got to do what
Hell
you gotta
no.
do. Yeah, you got to bring it. You know what I'm saying? Bring it. God damn it. So, and that's what we gotta do. And I'm gonna stand with brothers and sisters of like minds who ready to, stand up to this oppression, stand up to this unruliness. You know what I'm saying? And then the chips fall where they may. I might lose my job. I might lose my liberty. I might lose my life. But that's what it's gonna be. I'm not gonna bow down. I ain't gonna do the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be known for being a coward, you know? That ain't gonna happen. You know
And
what I'm saying?
they doing the same, man. They doing the same thing, man. They stand up, with like mind motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know,
That's right.
same thing with the church, same thing with any other little understanding, man. But what that dude said that was key on there was what was it, man? I got to go back to it. That one is better than the other. Some shit like that. I got to go back and listen to it again.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't too much other than what we already been over. I don't know how many times. It's just put in different contexts.
Right. Yeah.
Are we
Right.
still live?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yes,
cool.
sir. Hey, so listen, man, we're gonna go ahead and shut him down. That was a
Yeah.
that was a A1 presentation, man. We're gonna continue on next week, family. Part two, uh, part two, and so you're gonna have to join us. Come on in, bring a friend. It's gonna be very, very informative as always. Don't forget the first Sunday every month. We got the children's book read. It's important that y'all come, man. Come on out and participate in that. Get these kids some of this Black African history, so we'll know what the fuck going on and where we at, who we are, where we come from, and something and how great our people were. Um, but thanks for joining, fam, man. Please like, subscribe, share, give us a comment or two, man. Let us know what y'all think. Um, uh, thanks, E. That like I said, a banger. And like I said, we're gonna go to part two next week, fam. So join us for part two. Anybody else? Go ahead,
Yeah, man. I just want to agree, man. That was really thought provoking. And after I seen the first like 15 minutes of it, I knew it was gonna be jumping anyway. So big ups to you. You always bring that noise, man. So I really, really appreciate you. And Carrie said she said thank you too. Yeah, and I love the input from the panel too, man. And you can see on Jamie's face that he well pleased and just the communication from everybody else, man, is really appreciate you and the whole damn panel. What's up?
For sure. Appreciate everybody too, as well. I look forward to keep it going, man. I look forward to, like I say, checking those other videos out and discussing those and sharing
Yeah.
as well. Yeah, yeah. But he got you can when you go to his site, subscribe. He's got a lot of different stuff on there.
Yeah, he got a bunch of stuff on there. You can go to his site, what is it? What is happening to earth.com, and you got a whole litany of stuff on there too. So it's pretty cool, man. I dig it, man. Thank you.
No
yeah,
problem.
for sure, for sure. Gerald, we'll close out.
I'm good, man. I really appreciate it. good information, and then continue looking to build on it in the future. So, having been here with the panel, good insight from everybody, and that Paul Black Love.
Gary says she loves you, Gerald, and keep up the good work.
Already.
That's right.
Now
That's right.
y'all, know all y'all, man. And like I said, I'm about to be out. I'm about to check out for a little bit, man. That shit got me tired as hell.
Yeah, I
That's right.
bet, man.
That's
I
right.
bet.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right, man.
you going to regenerate, baby boy.
Yeah.
Already.
Hey,
Love.
hey, but look, fam, come on and check us out, man. Check us out, like, subscribe, share, and we'll see y'all next Friday, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll see you next week, Sunday, 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right? Come and check us out, man. It ain't,
Hey, and I want to say thank you, Eric, man. Thank your family from us, man. Please do that, man.
Sure will, man. I sure will, for
this
sure.
was an extended period of time, and I know that you and your family, really respect and honor quality family time. So, honestly, give them that love from us, man.
I sure will. Thank you.
Yeah.
For sure, man. For sure, man. Hey, peace to you, King. Peace to Carrie. Hey, y'all be easy, man. We out of here. Gerald,
Thank you, Jamie.
Eric, peace to y'all,
All right.
man. And y'all be easy, man.
All right. Peace, everybody.
All right, man. One.